Anglers Extra.
I'm Aaron Canada alongside John Schiffner on the Manager Show on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. And Schiff, 2 games on the docket today, and at least it's not hot.
Well, yeah, it's a beautiful day to play baseball. So let's go. The 2-venue thing is a little dry, but it's a heck of a lot better than it was the other day, although the other day wasn't as bad as it could have been. The ride over from Bourne over to Wareham was not as bad as we anticipated, so it was actually more waiting around. We got to Wareham. We thought there'd be more traffic, but today's nice. You get a home game out of it, and then you just take the 15-minute ride over to Orleans, so it's not that bad. And, preparation for it, kids, they're resilient. It's a baseball game. It is unique. There's no question it's unique, and it's maybe the last time they'll ever have to do this, but hopefully it is. But the prep thing is just, hey, you got a baseball game, let's go, let's play. They're young, they're enthusiastic, I guess, so let's play baseball.
As they would say, it's a beautiful day. Let's go ahead and play too.
Ernie Banks.
Now, a win last night over YD, first and only win against the Red Sox on the regular season, in walk-off fashion, no less. And I'll tell you what, we were talking about it after the broadcast last night, and what a testament it is, not only to the depth of this team, but the development of this team, that last night's win came solely based on the performance of the bottom third of the lineup, Jacob Stallings, Brian Humphreys, and Joe DePinto with that walk-off.
Well, that's what we've been hoping for, is that that's who contributes. You want your 9 players to contribute in the lineup, and it's been a struggle. Everybody struggled. I mean, nobody's really having a gangbusters year. Guys have shown glimmers. They've shown what they really can do, and that's what this league does. This league is humbling, and it will hopefully make a number of them go back to school and work even harder to get to a level where they want to be for next spring's draft.
Now, coming into today, the playoff situation does look a little bleak, but it's not completely out of the realm of possibility that the Anglers could make the playoffs. Playing the Hyannis here in Game 1, playing Orleans in Game 2, the Firebirds do have a little bit to fight for, and then in the third and final game of this 3-game stretch tomorrow night, playing the Firebirds here at home. Like you said, you don't really check the standings. You just play your own game and try to take it one day at a time and hope for the best.
That's it. It's all you can do. We can't control what's going to happen with Harwich at all. They have 2 games to play, and we'd love to see them lose last night, of course, but they did not. And credit to Steve and his guys for getting them going. We have to play one at a time. We got to win all 3, and we're capable of it. We just went off a 5-game losing streak, so we're capable of winning a bunch of games in a row. We do have the talent to do that. So you just let it go and see what happens. And in the end, we've always said from the beginning is that the key is to leave here a better player than you were when you got here. And I think a lot of guys, if they're not better, they know how to get better now, and that's the most important thing. And if you win, it's a bonus.
Now, we've seen a couple of guys who have benefited from a second summer here in Chatham, and obviously a couple of freshmen on this team should be returning next year. It seems like with the second year on the Cape, not only do you develop as a player, but you also kind of develop into a real legitimate prospect because you see the best of the best for 2 years in a row, and it can only help you.
Absolutely. That's what we say. You tell people, just being here, you're going to get better. Just watching, listening, and playing, you're going to get better. If you leave here the same player or you've digressed, then you've done something wrong yourself personally. There's just no way you should leave here without getting a little bit better as a player, simply by watching the work ethic of some of the guys that surround you, the work ethic of some of your opponents, listening to new coaches who have different ideas, a different philosophy, and you take that eclectically, and you would develop that into your own baseball mantra, so to speak, and say, these are the things I need to do to get better. These are the things I need to do, and it usually works. And sometimes it surprises you to see where some guys were at this point, this spring, and where they are next point, at the same point next spring. And you usually can factor in the common denominators, the Cape Cod League.
You spent quite a few years here on the Cape as well, and during the school year, you're a high school coach. And I imagine it does the same thing for coaches being in this league. It helps you develop your managerial skills to no end. Absolutely.
I've learned so much. You 18 years ago when they named me the head coach of the Chatham A's, and instantly people thought you were one of the smartest baseball coaches in the world, and I just said I was lucky. But what I've learned in those 18 years from just amazing assistant coaches and listening to the other coaches that you coach against, talking baseball with Scott Pickler is amazing. The guy is just amazing. Just some of the things that he's learned. When Billy Mosiello was a Brewster, just trying to think of some other guys. Brad Kelly when he was at Hyannis. These are guys, you just lean on everything they say. And yes, I've become a far better coach, and I'm definitely a better coach now than I was, 18 years ago. And it's helped me here as well as it has helped me at Plainfield High.
Do you feel like it gives you somewhat of an unfair advantage against the other coaches in your district back at Plainfield?
A little bit, sometimes, yes. Yeah, I'll have to admit there's a little more experience there and just a little extra. But one thing you have to remember: you can't be a good coach without good players.
He's John Schiffner. I'm Aaron Canada. It's the Manager's Show on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Go Anglers!